Hello, guys. I hope you well and fine. You know, so on today's topic, it's about how much it's about that we can never only be best at hustling and being vendors. We have to at some point start playing with the big boys. Playing in the big leagues. Playing in a big scale of things. What do I mean by that? Most of us, we have talent, we have so much good effort, we have everything, we have done the bottom work so much that it's about time, it's about high time that we actually, play in the big games or play in the big leagues. What do I mean by this? There's nothing wrong with being a vendor. There's nothing wrong with being a hustler. There's nothing wrong with being, like having a side hustle. But if ever it is about being an entrepreneur, I think it's about high time the conversation that we start having is amongst each other, customers too. I feel like with customers we have to have that respect and that boundary, you know. Yeah, but we have to start thinking big in a manner where like we don't only do it just to end at the corner hustling or being at a vendor at the table selling every day, every time. You know, we can do it big. You can have a shop of your own, you can have a retail of your own. Think of it this way. For me, more fire, it's a big motivation for me when it comes to business. DJ's Boy is one of the biggest motivation, it's the biggest role model I have out there. Amongst with the few top five. I always take out people from my top five. Well, my top five currently now, South Africa number one, top of the head. You already know. Mr. VT. And then number two, it was Theo Baloyi last week, but I have to put him on number three and put Likao on number two for one reason. Likao has the Drip Group. So Drip Group has Kiddies Republic has Drip, has Domain. You understand? So it's three shops under one company. That for me it's different. That's like you on your value chain ecosystem type of thing. There's nothing wrong with what Batu is doing fine. They can still get to that level, but I can't compete. I can't put the Drip Group and Batu in the same thing, because for me Drip and Batu they're the same thing. Both they're my biggest motivation by far for the last 2 years. Hence I'm saying I have to take him from number two, put him on number three, and put Ligao on number two, and DJ's Book comes at number four. Number five is Pusha M. And I was trying to do some research on Pusha M, and then I end up reading this other article. Wow, what I saw, what I was thinking when I was reading that article, I'm like, what Pusha M is basically what each and every chick was doing. It's like you have a product that sells for your skin, and then you post it online, and then people come and buy. That's it. Most people do that. Most chicks do that, right? But with Pusha M, what she did is she actually made it a business. It turned into a real business. Now she's supplying Macro, she's supplying Pick and Pay, she's supplying Checker, she's supplying Discount, she's supplying all these big retailers, and she's outside of Africa. She's outside of South Africa, to say. So for me, that is one of the, that's my top five. Let me run back my top five. I learned so much from watching Visiting Bawayo's masterclass. I ain't gonna lie about that. I looked at the Theo story like he's a young guy. He's older than me, but he's a young guy who has done it for himself. When I looked at Batu, for me it's equivalent to Nike in African. I won't say South African, Africa, because all these shoe babies, they came after that. With Drip, I like how the guy is moving and the fact that he has failed so much in many businesses. With DJ's Boom, More Fire, I like the fact that that nigga is a hustler, bro. I like the fact that he take his effort and make it into an actual business, More Fire. That's why I like, in most cases, if you find me arguing these kind of things, I would say More Fire. For me, it's more like Coca-Cola, because they started with a soft drink, an energy drink, but now they're on a soft drink level where, for me, that's different. Let's say in a decade, they have like 4 or 5 different ranges of beverages. Bro, that would be something big. And then in 2 decades, you might forget about Coca-Cola if they him himself, DJ Boo, don't undermine what he has started. But I doubt he would, It just had to reach that Coca-Cola level. That's what I wish. That's what I pray for, Hence, like with Domain, with the Drip Group, I mean to say, for me, that I equated to TFG, Macau, Total Sports. I don't know who owns what. I haven't done research on that. I don't want to lie about what I don't know. But I'm speaking as a hustler, as a vendor who's watching all these big companies thinking that, damn, one day I could be there. It is possible. The only thing that we have to do, we just have to start thinking that way. Because if we're thinking the effort way, we're thinking just the Facebook having to post and get likes and stuff like that, that's where we're going to end. That's what we're going to offer. But I know that we're capable of doing better, man. Think of it this way, in South Africa, you can cut your hair, you can dress, you can... Shit, I forgot to put Laduma in my top 5. What am I going to take out? I ain't taking out... Wait, Laduma will come some other day. I'll put it... Okay, as I was saying, in South Africa, you cut your hair, you dress, you wear a shoe. What do I mean by cutting your hair? Things that we own as South Africans, Legendary Barber, they cut hair. Nice business there, My Corsa, you can wear, nice. Batu and Drip, you can put on a shoe. Then you can drink. Then you put on a lotion with Pusha M. You see, but what are we eating? ZZ2, I'm not going to put them in the list. They've been there. Those are white people principles. I'm not going to use them. I'm not trying to be motivated by old white people. I don't care if you can speak Tonga whatsoever, but my main menu is to look to people my age, like the 20s and the early 30s. Oh God, yeah, the 40s too. But then, as you can see, teenagers, 20s, 30s, those are the people that I would like to be motivated by in the big businesses, so that it lends to me. It lends to me. I can research, and some of them I've seen them when they started. So I know that for a fact, like Batu always say, we have like 4 years old, 5 years old, like Drip always say, we're 2 years old, 3 years old, like DJ's Boo will say 3 years, 4 years, like there's no decade in this business I mentioned. But they're doing big, they've been successful. So that's what I'm saying. With your makeup thingy that you're doing online, try to make it a business. If you can't make it a business, try to find a way, try to solve a problem that you've been solving the wrong way and make it a business. Bro, I bet, I know so many people, like I do want to mention the local niggas around, but I feel like I'm not undermining them or looking down to them, but I feel like it's too early for me to put them in my list. Why do I always emphasize about having a list or having a paper? These are the people that when I go online, I will check for the story just to see where they're coming from, what they're doing, things they say. Obviously, those are the things that they put out. They wouldn't put out everything. For an example, I wouldn't be motivated by Cyril Ramaphosa for owning DSTV, having shares at Standard Bank, and being a president and all that. Because I don't know where he gets his money from. So I'm not going to speak on something like that. But when it comes to Theo, Laduma, DJ's Boo, you saw, bruh. You saw when DJ's Boo went on stage, It took us like, do I present this shit? Or do I take it and... This marketing, bruh. What do I do? Market or present? It did what it did best, bro. I was like, wait, that's gonna come. Let me do my more file. Many people were watching TV at the time. Many people were there. So already, many people, and it was controversial in a manner where, like, it was free marketing. You check. With Batu, it was the first shoe that we related to. With the Drip, it was the competitor that Batu needed, in my personal opinion, because for Nike to survive, they had to have Adidas, to balance. You need left and right, bro. They can do the same, but you still need left and right, So that's how I look at business. I'm done having to look at any I don't like criticizing things. I like looking at the things that we could do to improve, and looking at the people that have been doing it for motivation. You check. I had so much energy for this video, and I had a different opinion. But the minute I started talking, I started thinking about things that I've been rehearsing so much time. So in a nutshell, all I'm saying is that us who are doing all these small businesses, let's find a dope problem to solve, and let's solve it, and let's go official. Let's have papers. Let's treat our businesses and stop treating them like hustle. In my own opinion, in my own definition, hustle is when you use so much effort to make money out of it. But then when you're doing business will make you have a contract, even if it doesn't matter who it is. If they don't go according to the contract, the contract is there. It's in place for certain reasons. So if you ain't going by that, what are you doing? So I know we can do better. I don't have a problem with anyone who's selling on Facebook, but I have a problem with when you keep on selling on Facebook. Now you're approaching a decade you've been selling on Facebook. You haven't done nothing much, So those are the things that I've looked at. I'm like, okay, yes, think of it this way. Each and every big retail, we are the managers, we are the salespeople, we are the merchandisers, we are all these things. That means we can run a business. You know why we lack the discipline? We lack the discipline just because the contract made these people. So if you want to come at work late, you know that coming at work late has its consequences. If you want to steal money at work, you know it has its consequences. If you want to do all these things that you're not supposed to do, you know it. But to a vendor, that doesn't apply. You can't go to ShopRite and say, I'm short with £1. Being short with £1, it's, yourself. But with a vendor, you can chance them, be like, hey, bro, like I'm short, can you? If they take it, they take it. So again, discipline. Your type of a business, who you offering your services to, who you offering your experiences to, who you selling your product to, these kind of things, like I will love it that one day we stop talking product, we start talking distribution, we start talking value chain, we start talking ecosystem, because once we can talk all of that, I feel like we're good. Because I used to feel like we should work so hard, come up with new design, come up with new everything. When I look at it, with my top 5 that I mentioned, I started realizing that no, sometimes we don't have to go big, or we just have to start small by doing what white people have been doing, but make it in a black way. There's no big company that that is a retailer that sells essentials. Essentials, I mean food, those things, that the basic things that we use. There's no big retailer who is black that is selling them. Just imagine if Lekao was owning Spar and Theo Baloy was owning ShopRite. That was gonna be a big difference. And DJ Boo was owning Coca-Cola. You see there? Now we're talking a different thing. And Poshas M was owning all this Revlon, Sevlon, whatever. This the old Vaseline. I know. To those who know much better, I know. But I'm trying to paint a picture where with all that we have been doing by using our effort and not having to grow, I feel like we should start focusing on that. With the little that you have, with the little that you're doing, just stop doing it for the sake of having to make profit. Do it for the sake of having a real business that's supposed to turn into a legacy or whatever, but then it should be for a long run. It shouldn't be for a decade. We should start thinking centuries, because now our long term, they just like what? A year, 2 years. No, long term in business, it should be like 5 years, a decade. Yes, it can be like a year, but then a year you should see a result of a certain thing that you've been trying to do. But your whole business, for you to know that no, I can go and disappear for like a couple of months and everything will run and make more money without me there. I feel like when I look at everybody that has been using so much effort to do their business, they will get fucked so hard that you won't come back. You can't go out for 4 months. You will have to start afresh. You might find competition. You might find something else with the people that have been working for you that have done something. But above all that, I pray and I wish that someday, somehow, we start doing things for the big scale, big reason, big competition. Because, I don't understand. Maybe someone can educate me on this. There's this party, it's EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters. Yes, they're talking about the land, that one I get, but I've never heard of any conversation that was going to essentially teach you about money, teach you about funding, teaching about raising money, teaching you about making money. I mean, like, I'm not gonna waste so much time reminding my son that my neighbor stole the portion of my land. I feel like it's much better. I can say yes, they've done it. They have the papers. As much as we can dwell on that, I feel like if you are to go above that, here's what you should do and make your own money and make your own thing.